Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Actors Area. Matter of fact, good afternoon. Happy Saturday to you instead. I'm your host, Sean Grant. So happy to be here with you. Was shooting a video series and then my battery died. So I'm like, got a few minutes. Let me get on here and do a podcast, which I'm extremely excited and happy to bring to you today. Hope you guys are fantastic. Hope all is well here in the beginning of the new year also. But one thing, so I spent some time towards the end of last year, a lot of introspection and looking within and really squeezing the grape of creativity within myself to figure out, okay, how can we take our game to the next level? Not only in acting, but just in life. How can we really start to flourish? And that comes down to understanding that creativity is a way of life. Doing things creatively is what the divine does every single moment. You can just look at nature and you can see that. And so when that becomes something that we accept with total and complete faith, we can start to see it unfold within our lives, which means that you're never the same at any point in time or any moment after the next moment comes. You're never the same. Not even a few seconds ago, you're not the same because that energy is forever moving, right? So then I turn my attention towards acting. And I turn my attention towards things that have been taught over and over and over and over again to the point where it's like, okay, there has to be something new to this whole equation. There has to be something creative to come up. And what I find is acting and auditioning especially has become shackled. It's become so structured to where it doesn't allow the person to step into the essence of who they are and just totally be themselves in the role, which is really, if you've ever been a producer or director or writer even, that's what you want, right? That's exactly what you want. So what I encourage you, and I'm not telling you to go slap faces or curse anybody out, but I'm asking you to take a look at how you've been doing it, how you've been conducting your acting practice, your auditioning, right? Take a deep look at it and see, okay, how can I change this up? How can I be different? How can I elevate my own game through a creative manner? And so when you start asking these questions, your mind and your heart have to find out the answers. And they'll bring you the answers as far as what you can do. And so just to give you an idea, the way auditioning etiquette has been done for so many years, you take a look at it. It really makes a lot of performers, actors and actresses nervous as hell. I would have to say 90+% of the actors that go to audition are nervous, are feeling the nerves because they aren't free to move. They aren't free to experience their own divine creativity within the art that they've selected. So it's like, okay, what the hell do you expect from me if I'm unable to move freely with the energy? What? What do you expect? What do you expect to that regard? What do you expect? Right? It's like you wouldn't tell a painter, okay, you can't, I know you're trying to make a masterpiece, but you can't paint over on the right side and the bottom left side and then in the middle. You can't do that. Now, that's ways to harness creativity, but at the same time, you're likely going to startle an artist if you tell them how they need to paint a certain way. Certain limitations are good, but in most cases, limitations stop us from accessing our flow of what wants to come through, right? And so I'm reminded of last year, or maybe 2 years ago, when I did a taped audition, a video audition, completely out of the ordinary, completely out of the standard of what audition etiquette should be. And I basically went against the grain and did absolutely everything they tell you not to do. And it made me feel so good because I followed that current. I followed that flow that wanted to come through. Now, I'm just going to tell you, when you start to feel this way, because everybody else is walking structures and walking in a robotic manner and operating in that way, they're going to think you're completely nuts. They're going to think that you're completely crazy and you have no idea of what you're doing at all. And you're going to think to yourself like, wait a minute, let me see here for a second what's happening. But then you got to think like, no, if a million people tell you it's wrong, but your heart says it's right, then it's right. Don't need the approval of anybody. Don't look for the approval of anybody because you don't need it. It's not something that's going to make you prosper in any way or be fulfilled if somebody says they approve of you. You're the only one who has to approve of you. And if you can do that, then you stand to make so much, to pick up so much ground in whatever it is that you take part in. And this is awesome because then you really start to discover the truth of what's out there, you know? For a while there, I was going about auditioning in the exact same way I did when I started acting. And so, but then, you know what? It just became boring. It just became like this repetitive, not fun. That was like the key word. It just wasn't fun anymore because there was no excitement to it. There was no variety. There was no change. There was no creativity. So I had to find a way to re-inject that into my process, And so it's just realizing, once again, that creativity can't be harnessed. You can't put shackles on acting if you expect to act and to be as successful and fulfilled as you're looking to be. And the reason I say that is because, once again, no artist can be limited by something that they need so much within their instrument and expect them to do their very best. It's kind of like, oh God, why haven't we figured this out sooner? But I'm telling you right now, so if you listen to it, you know that you can start to step out of that box and start to find ways to basically just reinvent not only yourself as an actor, but your entire life. It's all about reinvention. Every day you're reinventing yourself. Every day you're tapping into your creativity. Every day you're finding ways to be the very best version of yourself. And that's all you can truly ask for, right? That's all you can ask for. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep look, a deep introspective look at who you are as an actor or actress, and think about what has been constant since you started. Think about what you've done just like everybody else. Think about what you kind of turned your head to because it was something that was completely abnormal to you. And that's okay because we're human. And a lot of times we just want to fit in and we don't want to stand out because people call us crazy when we stand out. I hear it all the time, that I'm nuts. Like, why am I infusing spirituality with acting? Like, you're crazy. It will never happen. It will never work. But once again, I listen to what my heart tells me, not what anybody else says. And by doing that, that helps me to progress. That helps me to create the change and spread the love that I wish to spread through my message and through what I do. And I love the opportunity to do that. And I want you to have the same within your acting as well. So take a good look and just ask yourself, you know what? Where am I harnessing my creativity as it relates to my acting? Where am I shackling myself as an actor or an actress? How can I break free from these shackles? And listen, if you really want to dive in, get a pen and some paper and ask those questions and just start writing. See what comes through. Take a deep breath, start writing, see what you come up with. Like, this is how you really get the nuggets and treasures of wisdom that help you to exceed beyond your wildest dreams, because it's all inside. There's nothing outside for you to know. There's nothing outside for you to be aware of in any capacity, right? It's all within. And when you know it's within, all of a sudden you get that shovel and you start digging until you hit that treasure. And guess what? The treasure is unlimited. The treasure never stops. So you get that shovel and you get ready to dig for the rest of your life, for the rest of the next life, for the rest of the life after that. It's eternal, right? It's eternal. Start digging. Release that creativity, and your career and life will change. Guys, have a wonderful Saturday. Good luck on all your auditions and your roles that you're involved with right now. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.